What? Where? When? Why? The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Hair! Does this hat make me look too Indiana Jones? Hello, and welcome back to Bible Behind the Scenes, this year's edition, Paradise Lost. I am your host, as always, Martha Mahinsky. Just a delight to be back, I'm sure. You are all remembering me from last year, I assume. My charismatic personality is very hard to forget. I know each one of you have been pining for me to come back. Anyway, here I am. And as you can see, this new location is much better than last year's. We've taken the studio outdoors, built it around us, really. As a recap, on my show I bring celebrities from your favorite Bible stories onto my show from the past. Not sure how that works. Technology these days. My crew just brings them in. I don't ask the questions until it's interview time. Anyway, I bring in your favorite Bible celebrities and we go deep and ask them all the questions that you have wanted to hear from them. So, this week, without further ado, I bring you the very first woman, Eve! Oh, darling, I'd get up but I don't want to. Mwah, mwah. Have a seat, please, in my paradise garden. Remind you of Eden? You're funny. Oh, okay, that's not what I was going for. So, Eve, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
So glad to be here.
I'm sure that all of these little people are glad to see you.
Yes. Hello. Hello, you people. Everyone. I'm so glad to be here.
So, Eve, let's just, I must say, you look stunning. This is a very ethereal-looking gown. I was hoping you were going to be wearing your new, very recently released, off-the-shoulder camel hair shift dress. I couldn't help myself. I ordered one last night. It's going to be here any day now. I love all of your line.
That makes me feel so great about my whole line.
Yes, thank you. Poolside here. I'll be going for a dip later in your signature fig leaf bikini. So that's
one of my favorites.
A fan favorite, if I may say. And I'm a fan. So, let's just, I'm sure the fans are dying to know, speaking of fans. Let's go back to that day in the garden, shall we? I know this is maybe hard for you to talk about, which I'm very grateful that you're here talking with us about it, with me and my adoring fans of the show. You were a very unique person of interest in this whole scenario in the Garden of Eden. You had the role of the tempted when the serpent tempted you to eat the fruit that God told you not to, and you were also the role of the tempter when you gave the fruit to your husband Adam. Could you tell me, maybe just through your eyes, a recap of exactly what happened? You were walking through the garden, and then what?
Well, you just said it. I was walking through the garden. God's creation. Blows my mind. I can't even... Anyway, I was walking, and then all of a sudden, I hear it, pss, 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 oh, just beckoning me over. And who was it but the snake in the tree?
I felt your struggle there.
I can't, it's very tough to look at them, to think about the scales on the, let's just move on.
I'm here. Yes, I understand. Yes, okay, so, tell me more.
Yes.
So you saw the creature.
I did. And then he begins to speak to me. And he was coaxing me with his voice. It was soothing, but also unsettling at the same time.
Because if I may interrupt you, you did not always have this skittishness around snakes. It's only been a post incident, if I may.
Yes. After the snake, everything afterwards was just trouble.
Yes.
So now all I think of them, and I think of trouble, and it hurts my heart.
I feel the tears welling up. I can hear them. Don't be afraid to go to that place with me, Eve. This is a safe space.
I had it all. We had it all.
I'm sure you did. I mean, it wasn't called paradise for no reason.
I was led to believe the lies that he was saying. I didn't think that I would ever do that. God said no to this fruit, to the one fruit. We had so many fruits, thousands in the garden, and they all tasted wonderful.
Many, yes.
So many.
So, if there were so many fruits to choose from, I mean, so many trees and so many things to eat and enjoy, why, out of everything, the one tree God said not to touch, then why did you? I mean, it seems fairly simple, does it not? Forgive me for saying so.
No, even when I think about it now, it's so simple. I should have just said no. I should have said, I'm happy and satisfied with the things that God gave me in the garden.
So go into that moment with me then. If it seems so simple and in hindsight you would have said no, and maybe the rest of us think we would have as well, then bring me into that situation right in the moment of temptation. Why was it so difficult to see the truth?
I think the way that the creature just painted this picture of us not knowing everything, of us not being knowledgeable in good and evil. I wanted that. In that moment, I wanted it. I didn't know I wanted it until he explained to me what it was. But really, it was just a lie wrapped in a really pretty package that I opened, and it exploded in my face.
Oh, dear.
And, of course, we lost the garden after that.
Yes. So, I mean, so the serpent, forgive me for saying the S word, he made you believe how good this thing was so that you suddenly couldn't have anything else but that fruit.
Exactly.
Amazing.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And then because of disobeying God, though, you lost the garden. I mean, the whole paradise lifestyle must have been very hard to give up.
It was so hard. Adam, he struggled a lot. We both did. We had to work through it together. It made our relationship stronger, but also the struggles that we had after that were obviously very difficult. Very difficult.
Yes. I mean, how is Adam?
He's good.
Yes.
Working the land,
okay, yes.
Since...
How are the children?
Great.
Yes. And, Adam, curious, does Adam blame you for any part of this, or does he forgive you, or does he blame himself? I mean, how is that working out in your marriage counseling? I wasn't supposed to leak that.
Well, it's true. He won't admit it, but he does blame me. And a lot of the arguments we have, they get brought back to that moment that I gave him the apple to eat, that I gave him the fruit to eat. And I can't live it down, my one mistake. But you know what? I was not the only one who did it all. He did take a bite. He could have said no, but I understand, because as we mentioned before, before the incident, I don't think I would have told myself that I would have actually taken a bite. But in the moment, it was so hard to say no. So it makes sense that he also didn't say no.
Oh, for sure. It's a tough thing, you know. I mean, he probably is struggling with his own, guilt about giving in as well. And, the serpent. I'm
Apologies.
so sorry. What became of him?
Well, forgive me, but my therapist said that we're easing into that topic. We're not really there yet.
Okay.
I'm still working through. Obviously, it's it's hard for me to even think about, but yes, thank you for
Totally fair,
understanding.
totally fair, yes. I guess we'll just read Genesis 3 and find that one out after. Don't worry. We know, you know what happened.
All I have to say is good riddance to that thing.
You're here.
Good riddance. But in all seriousness, I think this has just taught me a lot. I think anytime anyone tries to make me believe something that I don't know is true, or it is a straight, flat out lie, I'm gonna think a lot more about believing it and really think about the consequences of believing something that isn't true.
Wise, wise words, my dear Eve. As someone, a woman who has been through it all, who has laid the groundwork for the first temptation, and we've all faced it after that, but as someone who went through it first, that is some wisdom for our young followers here, to not get caught up in things you know are lies, or go against God's word, the truth, and whether it comes in the form of a serpent or not, it's wise to think through it. Darling, that's all the time we have for today. Let's bid our guests adieu, and we'll send you back to your time period.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye.
So much.
Goodbye, yes. Do you mind if I keep this as a memento?
Of course, I actually brought it for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I promise not to eat it. I know this wasn't the actual fruit, but it's a good reminder.
It is.
Of not getting wrapped up in a lie. So I will treasure it always. Thank you very much. All right. Goodbye. Yeah.
Same button.
It's okay. It's all right. It was just a very fluffy tree branch. It moved a little in the sun. It's not alive. It's not what you think it is. It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you.